Hey guys, and welcome back to Double Thrill. Today we're taking a look at the Deer God. I am in fact the god of deers, so let's just jump in here. We'll show you what this thing's all about, because this is a pretty weird thing here. This is a pretty weird game. Straight off Kickstarter, it was in early access for a while, on Steam of course. And it's finally made a full release, and boy is it weird. I've played a couple of hours of this, and I still haven't really wrapped my head around it. I have more of an idea than I did, let's say, an hour ago. But still not entirely sure what this game is, so my apologies if some of this information is wrong or in any way incorrect, but this game's pretty abstract, both in its presentation and in its kind of in its explanation of itself, if you will. So there's kind of a lot going on here, so we'll just I thought about starting from the beginning, but the beginning's quite slow, so we'll just jump in. I'm being followed by a horde of deers here, so we'll just jump into where I am. Like I said, a couple of hours in, so I have a number of the different powers, which we'll get into in a bit. But as you can see, right now I'm a little baby fawn. I'm a tiny little deer, cute little thing. I can barely run, and I can jump. Oh god, oh my god, they were all slaughtered. That's awful. I mean, it's their fault, but it's still pretty awful. Oh, this game's weird. I kind of like it. So, if you see in the top left, there's like a little sort of outline of like an antler or something, or like a deer's head, I guess. I think it's meant to be. That's slowly filling up. I think that's over time. That might increase if you kill enemies, then again, but again, that's just me speculating. I think it just does it over time. Oh, sorry. When that fills to the top, just like it did now, you'll get a little effect there, and you'll grow to the next stage of essentially your deer evolution, if you will. And there are, I want to say 4, maybe 5 stages of evolution in this game, until you finally become an adult with proper antlers and everything, just like these guys. Well, they're probably a bit bigger, actually. So, basically, every time you evolve, especially, every time you evolve, so to speak, or, you know, grow, whatever you want to call it, obviously you get bigger, you can run faster, and you can jump higher, which is obviously really handy. But the problem is, if you die without any lives left, which you'll probably see me acquire some in. Does it say anything here? No, I don't think so. They just sort of float around in the level. You have to go out your way to get them. Oh, there's a hunter. These guys are nasty. These guys, fuck. I'm gonna try and kill one. Actually, no, I'm gonna try and freeze one. Oh no, that's what you get, dick. So yeah, obviously, as I was saying, oh god, there we go. As I was saying, you move faster if you are an adult, obviously. So it's quite important to sort of stay an adult as long as you can. But again, like I said, if you run out of lives and you die without any lives, you will be essentially demoted into the lowest form of deerhood, if you will, which is like this little baby fawn, or the one before us, I guess. So you see, oh nice. I don't know what does that do. Oh. Okay, so there's, like I said, there's kind of a lot going on here. Don't really know where to start. Like on the left, you've got these passive abilities that you generally acquire as you go along, as you sort of progress through the story, so to speak. But the story's kind of a little bit thin. It's pretty vague. Everything in this game is just real vague. It's really abstract, and I kind of like that about it, but it can be a little bit frustrating early on, just trying to figure out what the hell you're doing. But on the left, you've got these passive abilities. I've got a double jump. I've got a nice little dash that will let me basically attack enemies, and I've got my little sort of like Mario butt stomp thing that I was doing just then, which I just recently acquired, which allows me to break these sort of those blocks that are facing down if I just press down and slam. And obviously you can use that on enemies as well. So there's even more here, so I don't know why I backed out. God, you've got all these items that you're acquiring throughout the whole game, and all of them, you get them through killing enemies, destroying items in the environment. Like there are like boss fights that I've done 2 at the moment, and they always drop a ton of loot. They constantly respawn, so you can technically farm them, although there's not really any reason to do so. Like if you want to sort of farm some of these items, then I guess you could do that, but it's not that necessary. But as you can see, a lot of these items have pretty crazy, pretty interesting, I'd say. Maybe crazy is not the right word, but some pretty interesting effects, like, you know, it lets you glide. This one increases your damage for a bit. You know, there's like a mushroom you can bounce on, so we'll just use that actually. I've never actually used that. So you can only hold 6 at one time. These are all my spells. We'll go through that in a sec, but I can just drop that, and voila, you got a little mushroom that you can bounce on. So some of them are pretty handy, but they're very very contextual, very specific needs for them. You got a lot more general ones like that just make you run fast. We're just gonna pop one of them just for the sake of it. And then of course the weirder stuff is this magic stuff, where you see like it's got these sort of antlers on the top here that are branching out from the right and left. Like it's like some sort of like Knights Hero Republic game here. It's like you've got light side and dark side powers. It's kind of crazy. Like I don't necessarily know how you fill each one. Like I think if you do a like quote unquote bad thing, or you know, however bad of a thing you can actually do in this game. I guess if you kill like a good, like a friendly deer or something, I don't really know, then you'll gain sort of points in that on the left towards dark. And then if you do good stuff, which is generally like, I think killing bad guys, killing hunters will get you it, as well as completing some of the quests that you get, that will push you more towards the right. And these are like more like general utility spells. Like I've got this little plant that lets me sort of grow up. I'm not entirely sure what that does. And then on the left you've got literally the equivalent of like the KOTOR force powers, like just offensive spells like firebolts and like crazy fucking lightning things. But as you see, because I'm only like in the second stage of deerhood, if you will, I only have access to a couple of the spells, so I need to grow until that'll essentially grow out and get bigger, and then I'll get access to some of these crazy ones and like a really powerful lightning spell and stuff. So I've acquired all of the offensive spells. I think the lightning one was, I believe that. Oh god, I'm gonna. I believe the lightning one was the last power on the offensive route, but there's still plenty of like utility spells to use. So. That lightning one's real powerful though. Like it can almost one shot like most enemies. It's pretty crazy. Oh, so there's a life. Oh shit. There's a life that we just picked up, which is pretty handy because we just died. So that'll let you respawn where you died, or roughly where you died, as the same, like I said, as the same like tier of deer. Oh god, the tier of deer. I'm optimal deer tier. This stuff's weird. You can like, if you're, I think at least the second evolution of deerhood. Like, I still don't know what to call that. It's so absurd, but you can like approach a female deer. And if you stand next to them for a bit, that little love heart will fill up, and you have a baby, because obviously that's how deers have babies. And I can just make it stand, sit here, but we're gonna make it follow. Come with me, boy or girl. So it'll follow you, and there you go. I was just about to say, every time I've done that, it dies almost instantly. The AI for the babies doesn't seem to be particularly smart about not dying, but. Okay, nice. We just evolved. But I believe, or at least it told me the first time I did it, that what you call it? If you have a baby and then tell it to sit, whenever you die, if you don't have any lives, you'll respawn effectively where the deer is, or where the baby is, I should say. Which I haven't actually seen that, but that's supposedly what happens. So. There is benefit to having babies, I think. Apparently, the deerhood is promoting fatherhood, I guess, because you are a male deer. So I think these are like checkpoints, and those little blue symbols represent how many of the powers I've acquired, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I think that means I've got 3 left or something. Again, it's just so abstract, this stuff. I could get, like I said, I've played about 2 hours of this, or maybe 3, and like... I don't know anything for sure about this game, to be honest. I know that you're a deer, and that's about it. Like, so many of these systems, they don't explain any of them, which is fine, because, like, they're not incredibly complex. They don't need to, but... just leaves me really guessing about what stuff does and what this might do and that might do, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of interesting. It is definitely. I know a lot of people talk about like games holding your hand a lot, and especially modern games, like your average AAA game. Well, they they deserve that if they're gonna try and kill me. Your average AAA game or whatever, like mainstream release, oh boy, there's a lot of like hand holding. There's a lot of like guiding you through. Like, I don't think it's too controversial to say that like those sort of games have become. Oh god, I'm like a level 1 deer now. Have become not necessarily easy, but like sort of linear and like very, like I said, hand holding and stuff. So it's a nice change to see something like this, which just doesn't hold your hand at all, to the point where I can't even figure out the mechanics. Which you might say that might be frustrating for some, but oh boy, that might be frustrating for some, and it was for the first hour or so for me. But I kind of like it now that I'm a couple of hours in. So there's a nice relaxing sense to this game. I like it. The art and the music and the ambience, however you say that word. It's very carefree. I like it. It's nice. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background here, like under the hood. I mean, not necessarily in the background of the game. I mean, like the whole world is like, oh god, procedurally generated. God, that fucking fire's a death trap. It's all procedurally generated, and like if you just keep going to the right, if you just keep scrolling to the right, you'll see good god, you'll see the environment slowly changing. And I don't think that means anything really. Like, I don't think that has an effect on anything besides the actual just the environments and the layouts of the levels and stuff. So it's weird. You kind of just get lost in it. It's quite mesmerizing to some degree. Oh boy. So I should probably point out as well, there are a bunch of meters in the top right, and basically the red one is obviously your health. Pretty self-explanatory. If that runs out, you die. That will replenish pretty. Oh god, will you die? Oh fuck, god damn it, leave me alone. That'll replenish. Oh fuck, god damn it, there's fucking monkeys. That'll replenish pretty quickly if you wait a couple of seconds, and there's items to make it go quicker and stuff. But I believe the higher levels of deer have more health. I would just assume. I don't know that for sure. Oh boy. And then we have the green bar, which is kind of a weird one. That's your hunger meter, essentially. That will slowly deplete over time, and you find food all over the place. You probably saw me, like there's a pineapple there, and you have to just eat it, and then that will replenish it. Obviously, if that meter depletes, you'll slowly start losing health, I believe. So that can be a bit of a nuisance. I always find that's kind of a weird system. Like, they kind of label this as like some sort of survival game on Steam on the store page. They kind of do label it as some sort of survival game, which I can kind of say it's kind of weird, but it doesn't really take much of effect because you just kind of eat everything you see or whatever. But then occasionally you'll get to like a boss fight in a cave or something, and there'll be no food, and because the boss takes a certain amount of time, you kind of have to worry about like starving, and there's kind of an emphasis to kill the boss quickly so you don't start starving, is basically what I mean. Which can be adds a nice little tension to it, I guess, but I kind of thought that the whole survival food meter thing was kind of oh wow, what? This is new. Was kind of unnecessary, but I don't know. I've grown to, if not like it, at least not mind it. So I wasn't expecting this at all. This is all new to me. What? I don't know what killed me there. Probably the train. What? I'll go in the sky. What? I don't know what's happening. This game's really weird. What? Am I the moon? The fuck is happening? This might just be a bug. I don't know. It's hard to tell with this game. Why am I shooting upwards? I have no idea. It's honestly hard to tell if this sort of stuff is a bug or a feature. Like, the game has just come out of early access, so it might just be a bug. But can I? I think I'm just gonna quit out here. I don't think that was intentional. I don't know. This game's so weird that probably was intentional. But okay, let's. All right, that was weird. Again, I think it wants us to wait for a train, I would assume. So yeah, there's kind of a lot going on here. Like it's some sort of like a weird cross between like a survival game with there you go, a lot of exploration. Hooray, achievement. With a focus on exploration. It's got some roguelike tendencies, there's like some RPG features, so it's kind of, there's a lot going on here. For sure. It definitely feels immediately like something that came straight off Kickstarter, because there's no way that this sort of crazy idea, or this mishmash of ideas, wasn't conceived on Kickstarter. Oh god. Again, like I said, I'm still trying to wrap my head around some of this stuff. It's so crazy. Like, I think I mentioned it before. They're like, you essentially get quests, and I think that's how you, essentially how you progress and how you keep the, like I said, story as much as there is one. Like there seems to be. Basically, you are, if I didn't mention it before, you're like a human that got turned into a deer or something. You were originally like a deer hunter, and you got turned into a deer by God knows who, the deer god or something. So if I can get up there, that's another one of that's the latest of the quests I need to do. Like you'll still eventually you'll slowly just come across like, oh boy, I don't know. I scratch my nose there. You'll come across like people who need help. They need various things, and obviously, as you can tell, like from the rest of this game, what they want is super abstract and weird, and a lot of it is just trying to figure out what the hell they actually want, so, or what you need to do to essentially grant them their wish or whatever. So, a good example of that would be like earlier, I found a church. I went inside, and this guy was like, "Find me people to go in the church," and then I went outside and went down to the right a bit, and there was like a bride and groom outside. So I escorted them back to the church, and then the guy was like, "Yeah, great, okay, thanks for that." So that's the best example I've got of that, or probably the most recent anyway. So, we could try and get that, but that crocodile's gonna fuck us up. So basically, I think the idea is that for as long as you don't do the quest, okay, there's a boss in there, so we'll just wait. As long as you don't do the quest, if you keep postponing it, if you just keep skipping it or whatever, like we did there, by not going into that house over there to the left, the world will just keep like recycling. Essentially, it will just keep, because it's all procedurally generated. Like I said, there's like a ton of different environments that just sort of cycle. So as long as I don't do that quest, I won't be able to go to the next one. So it'll just keep recycling. It'll just keep moving on. Which I don't know. So you need to essentially complete each of these quests to progress in the story. Like I said, you probably saw from before. It said I'm like 50-something% through the game or something. So I don't entirely know what that means, but yeah. This is kind of a weird one. The idea that there are like bosses in this game, but yeah. Like I said, this is the first one that I came across, and then there was another one earlier or later on. So it's pretty simple stuff. Like you just have to, knock that on his head, and then he falls over, and then you attack him and stuff. So pretty basic stuff. Like the other one was like a turtle. It's pretty simple. They're not particularly hard, but again, I'm not sure what the purpose of these bosses are. Like I was never really given a quest or whatever to. I mean, I got a quest to kill the turtle, I suppose, but I never got a quest to kill the snake. So I don't know what that's about. Like, again, it's all just so fucking abstract. And I kind of like that, but... Again, like, I just don't know what the fuck's happening, you know? And this boss will keep respawning, and, you know, there is reason to do it, because, like I said, that he will drop a ton of items once you kill him, so... Ah, you've got to get that right on his head. That should do it. There you go. We didn't... Okay, I didn't get it, bro. I'm not sure how many bosses there are. There's like an achievement to get all the bosses or whatever, so I'm sure there's plenty. So yeah, that's kind of how I've got so many of these fucking items. Like, is by it's just by just killing these bosses over and over. So there's kind of a lot of this world just trying to fuck you up, like all these animals. There's plenty of hunters and stuff. There's just not a very nice world. Like, god damn it, everything's trying to kill you. We're almost at our final form, I think, so I kind of want to get to that and just show off some of the other spells and abilities and stuff. Oh god, there's a ghost one. I kind of like that you can just shoot you know, a fireball out of your antlers for no reason. Just not even an attempt at an explanation to that. Like, fuck it, why do you need one? See there, you know, we've just looped back around to that boss again. You know, I could go in there and kill it again if I wanted to, but we're not going to do that again, so... Like I said, you know, it is procedure generated, so you will get... Oh god. Oh god. There we go. You will get a lot of repeated areas, or sometimes you won't see an area for a long time, so... And, you know, there's like a day-night cycle that doesn't seem to have much of an effect on anything as far as I'm aware, but then again, you know, knowing this game probably has an effect on everything, so... Most of this information is probably just complete misinformation, so... I apologise for that. But this is a pretty weird game. I really like the soundtrack as well. Should mention. It's got some great music in there. Just everything, like... Oh, there's a life down there. The presentation, like the art style, I think it's really great. Like a really great mix of like pixel art with weird 3D stuff. Like there's some 3D stuff going on in the environment. You know, with the pixel art and almost like sprites. They look like they almost look like sprites rather than 3D models. So definitely some interesting stuff going on here, presentation wise and gameplay wise. It's you know, it's super fucking abstract, but I'm definitely enjoying it. Like I said, there's a calming sensation to it. There's definitely something relaxing about the music and the art and just roaming free as a deer. It's a weird game. We might be able to get to that house now, actually. Okay, so this is the latest quest that I'm on. Essentially, we had to kill a boss. It was like a turtle, I think, and then he gave us an item that we returned to this other guy, the guy who gave me the quest, and then he told me that we need to give it back to this witch, but this witch isn't very nice. So when we talk to this witch, she says this. She doesn't like me, so she tries to turn me into a deer, and not a deer, a frog, and so she does. So I have absolutely no idea, as of this moment, how I need to do this quest. So I'm sure there's something really obvious I'm missing, but if she'll go wait outside so I can unfrog and then we'll see if we can. Like there's stuff up here that maybe. No, we're not old enough to jump that high, but yeah, that stuff's weird. Like it's all super abstract, but I can't move on until I actually complete that quest. So I need to kind of figure out how to do that one. We're low on our hunger meter's getting a bit low now. We need to find something to eat. I'm just kind of stalling for time here while that last meter fills up so we can show off some spells. So I think there's some mushrooms in this cave. There generally is. There we go. Wow, it fills up quite a lot. Bloody nutritious mushrooms here. There are also some like, some fairly abstract, you know, obviously abstract is the word of the fucking year for this game, but some pretty abstract puzzles that you find when you come across away. Oh god, bears. I don't think I've found a bear yet. that will do this and that will essentially allow you to unlock various powers and spells and stuff. Sorry, this is all new to me. I keep coming across. Oh wow, hello. Who's this guy? What? This isn't the Toad that I killed. I killed a Toad, but it wasn't this guy. Where am I looking for? Oh god damn it! I was trying to find a replenishing health thing. There we go, that's the one. Fairly basic like patterns and stuff. Like these bosses don't seem overly hard, but they're pretty rewarding. I'm kind of intrigued to find out what. Oh god, are we in our final form? I think we might be. I'm gonna pop another health. Oh god, this one seems a bit harder than the others. This definitely isn't the one I did, that's for sure. Oh, come on. My blue bar is like my mana. If I didn't mention that, I kind of need to. These fireballs can be quite expensive if you spam them. Oh, come on, come on. I just want to know what's beyond that door. Okay, nice. Whew. Oh god, what? Oh, these foxes are fucking motherfuckers. I think we still have another form to go, honestly. Okay, that was weird. Did it give us anything interesting? I don't think so. Just some more of the same shit, really. Oh, we have access to our powers. We don't quite have the thunder one, so I guess we're not at max level. So we got this like this one's pretty effective. Rain down thunder, ice even, basically like a blizzard type thing. So there are like some puzzles involving fires that need to be put out that you obviously use this to put them out. So, and I believe that there's a chance to freeze enemies as well as do damage. And I've got this, which is kind of crazy. It's like a fire shield where anyone who attacks me will be set on fire or whatever, does damage to them. So. Oh, that music's pretty good. I don't think there's much more to say, honestly. Like, I've probably given out so much information and like so much bullshit spewed in the last 20 minutes or whatever. So, on that note, we'll have a baby and we'll call it a day. Come on, my friend, my baby, my boy. I'm gonna let you see him. Oh god. No, don't kill my baby. Those hunters can be real fuckers. Oh god, he's back. Whatever, my baby's probably dead. Yeah, so on that note, not much more to say there. A weird, interesting game, if nothing else. It's on Steam now for, don't quote me on this, £10. Don't quote me on that. Or the equivalent, $15 or whatever. So I don't really know. But yeah, straight off Kickstarter, the Dear God, Steam only, I believe, for now anyway. That's weird. I think actually no, I think it might be on PS4. I don't know. Who knows? I certainly don't. Real well researched stuff there, pal. But yeah, that's the Dear God. I am the Dear God. Maybe you can be too if you buy this game. So yeah, I'm gonna find a little spot here. We're gonna go up here and we're just gonna keep roaming. We're just gonna slowly fade out. Thanks for watching, and I'll I'll see you next time.